Okay, what's up you guys? I've gotten so many requests to do this video over the years, and I've never done it because my hair was never at a point where I could actually show you how to do it properly. I've done hair tutorials on Elvis's hair in 1969, 1970. Today, I'm finally going to tackle the Aloha from Hawaii hairstyle Elvis had in January of 1973. I've gotten so many requests for this, and it's just such a cool style that there's nothing on the internet that'll show you how to style any kind of Elvis 70s hair outside of my videos. You'll see like a little diagram thing of how to cut the Aloha from Hawaii hair, which by the way is totally wrong. It's totally wrong. But as you can see right now, I've started off just towel dried, slicked back, clean. The hair is wet a little bit, which is why I'm going to blow dry it. But to give you an idea of what the length is, my hair is not entirely an Aloha from Hawaii length. It's more November 1971 length if I had to pinpoint it at a certain time period of Elvis's life. But the most important part of this hairstyle is this back thing right here. If you look, this has so many layers in it to make it thick. Look at how long it is up here. It's so incredibly long up here in the back in order for this to hang down and reach the same length as the bottom of your hair. So if I were to comb all of this down, almost all the hair would end at the exact same length. Maybe a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit right there. But in order to get this kind of thickness, this kind of Elvis style, you need this part of your hair to be extremely long. I just saw a picture of Elvis the other day, in November of 1971 actually, where he's jumping up and you see his hair goes up. And this part of his hair up here sticks up like this tall in the back of his head in order to make everything super thick and voluminous in the back. In the front, we're not looking at much length at all. We're looking at a little bit past eyebrows, not much at all. On the sides, you want it to be able to cover your entire ear. My hair's a little bit shorter than it should be, but as you can see, it'll cover most of my ear and then get even longer as we go back. No clippers in the back. Do not let your barber do clippers. It will take you probably a year to get your hair thick enough again. If they try to put clippers on the back of your head, don't let them do it. Okay, so I'm just slicking my hair back here now that you guys know the kind of length that we're going to need for the haircut. Just always get the texture in. I'm going to grab my blow dryer. I'm going to plug this sucker in right here. I hope you like my pretty pink blow dryer. This was on sale at Target for like $15. That's why I have a pink blow dryer. One of these days, I might invest $400 into a Dyson blow dryer, but not at my salary. So that's why you buy the $400 one. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a paddle brush and I'm pulling the hair upwards and then kind of pulling this out and turning it outwards in order to make the hair flow backwards. So give that a shot. So that's more of something that you want to do on the top of your hair. Once you get past the top of your hair, it's going to be hard to do it on the sides. You can still try, but on the sides, you just more want to whip it fast. Once you get to this back section right here, you can go back to the twist thing, the spin thing. Okay, jeez. I know I'm knocking a lot of things over. I know a lot of people are probably going to yell at me in the comments section for not putting on a heat protectant on my hair. While your hair is still wet, you really don't need a heat protectant yet. That's more when you're blow drying hot hair, or dry hair, which is why I'm going to put one on in just a minute. But as you can see, my hair is already starting to flow back in the way that I want it to. It's already starting to take that Aloha from Hawaii form. I could probably go on stage with my hair just like this and it would be just fine, just with blow dryer alone. But now I am going to take Some fiber by American Crew. This was a product that I was never really a huge fan of in the past, but I just got it the other day for the first time in a couple of years. Trying to put the blow dryer down. And I was actually surprised at how great it works. It's American Crew's best-selling product, I believe. So just take a little bit of that, not much at all. Rub it in your hands and work it evenly through your hair. There we go. Gives you a lot of texture. And something I love about my hair length right now is it's so versatile. I mean, you can go from like a 68 comeback look, kind of like I have going right now, to 1973 in a second with good blow drying. It's just a really, really versatile cut. Okay, let's put that back on. TJ Maxx, $9.99. Always go to TJ Maxx and like Marshalls. You'll find great American Crew deals compared to like their $20 on their website. Okay, I'm just gonna brush that out a little bit. There we go. Okay, I'm keeping that pretty slick. I keep pushing the back of my hair up in order to get that kind of thickness that you want. Okay. Next, I'm going to take some Dust It powder. I have 2 bottles here because they're both very, very low. I have 1 bottle here because it's very, very low. And you're going to put this in your hair. This right here is basically just silica, which is stuff that they put in leather goods to absorb moisture. So what this does is it literally takes all the oil and the wetness out of your hair and leaves it really, really textury and kind of not crunchy, but you could definitely feel like a thick texturiness in there. And big advice that I'm not following right now, make sure that you don't wear a black shirt when you put this in because it'll look like you have dandruff. Put this in the sides of your hair and the back of your hair and the front of your hair, so pretty much all over your hair. Especially focus right up here on these little diagonal parts of your hair. Those really come into play when you're doing this style. As you can see, and you'll be able to feel in your own hair, wow, look at all the dandruff all over me. That my hair looks like this. You could feel the thickness, you could feel the texture, you could see the texture that's already coming into play. This is what's going to separate your hair from being a 1968 slicked pompadour to going into the 70s. Elvis's hair was naturally extremely thick. My hair is extremely thick, not as thick as Elvis's. So I'm not able to do this on my own. I need the texture powder, and 99% of people need the texture powder too to get it right. I mean, there are so many Elvis tribute artists who wear wigs out there, and a lot of people think that I wear a wig just because my hair looks so thick and Elvis-like. It almost looks fake, but no, this is the real deal. Okay, so now I'm going to take some Root and Muddle Solid Grooming Tonic. This is a great pre-styler, but I'm using it as a post-styler. It's basically just beeswax and cocoa butter and different oils like grapeseed oil and jojoba oil and other kinds of oil that you find in hair products. Now I'm going to put this into my hair just to give it a little bit of shine. Not much, just a little bit. The one bad thing about Root and Muddle products, or Root and Muddle Solid Grooming Tonic, is that the hair product is so greasy and it's not oil-based, or it's not water-based, that it takes forever to get out of your hands. Okay, I'm going to do the exact same thing that I was doing when I was blow drying a couple minutes ago to get this hair to kind of go back, where I'm taking the brush and then spinning it outwards. You're going to feel that it's much harder to get the brush through your hair now because of the texture powder, but that just means that it's working. Okay. Kind of poof the hair out on the sides. You're going to take your thumb and get right by the back of your ear. Take that hair, just kind of pull it downwards so it covers up the back of your ear, like that. Do the same thing over here. Just kind of pull it downwards so it covers up the back of your ear. If you think that there's a lot of space right here, it's because Elvis's sideburns were so long that they would poof out right there. So if I were to have my faux sideburns on, which just to give you an idea of what it would look like, if I had them on, I'm going to stick them on right now. Jeez. As you can see, it's much, much thicker and it looks much more complete. So bring that down, bam. The sideburns make all the difference, but that's just leftover sideburn hair that or glue, not glue, tape that I have on there right now. Okay, I'm gonna take my blow dryer one more time now that I got the solid grooming tonic in there. Just blow everything straight back, and then I'm just gonna use my hands, forget about the brush, to finish it off. As you can see, I'm trying to blow it forward and to the side now. Look at that. Does that look familiar? Because it's Elvis in 1973 right there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so from here, as you can see, we're almost there. I'm gonna take my thumb and do the exact same thing that I just did. Then I'm gonna take this like claw in my hands, just kind of bring that backwards up there. Your part line for this haircut is gonna be a little bit diagonal. It's gonna go from like the corner of your eyebrow back to the center of your crown. Just kind of bring that back, puff up the side, do the same claw thing over here. I like to reach around with my dominant hand. Okay, gonna take this and kind of blend it a little bit, kind of bring in some texture, make it messy. Bring that down over top of my ear. If you want, you can bring in some extra texture just to make it proper. A little bit more. What you want to do is you want this to completely cover your ear, but you still want it to look like it's going backwards. So you got to play with it a little bit to bring this part down, straight down, and then this part backwards, like that. As you can see. You're going to want to do the same thing over here. Okay. Just kind of take your claw and bring that up a little bit. Sorry, I got a call. Stop the camera. So where was I? You're gonna just kind of take your claw and make that go upwards so you can kind of see your hairline, but then this whole part is coming down and it's messy and it's beautiful. Okay, there you go. Bring that up, make that thick, shake it out a little bit. Press that so it looks square on the sides. You don't want it to be totally round. You want it to be kind of square. And that right there is pretty much it. As you can see, cover that part line a little bit more. This is Elvis's hair in Aloha from Hawaii, especially the rehearsal show was a little bit messier like this, which I like. If you want it to be cleaner, like Elvis in the actual special, not the rehearsal, you could always just take the brush and bring it back a little bit more to make it a little bit cleaner. You could always bring this up a little bit more, just a little bit, and make it cleaner like that. But Elvis's hair would fall, so I tend to like it more like this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. This is Elvis's hair in Aloha from Hawaii. So to give you all a final result, I'm going to try to stick these on and get them on straight so you can get a good idea. I should have put these on in the beginning of the video. I don't know what I was thinking when I didn't. Cover that. I just have leftover tape still sitting on these from my last show. That's still kind of sticky. There we go. That's it. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Until next time, may God bless you as He has me. Until next time, TCB.